Every Azure project hits the same fork in the road. Where does the code actually run? Pick wrong and you either overpay for orchestration you don't need, or you hit a wall the day you need real control. Today we walk one decision end to end. I'll compare three compute targets: Azure App Service, Azure Functions, and Azure Kubernetes Service, AKS, give you a decision path that maps a workload to a service, then show what to deploy and what to verify. By the end, you should be able to defend your choice in an architecture review without hand-waving. Quick leveling. App Service is a managed platform for long-running web apps, and a P is you bring code or a container. It handles the operating system. Patching, scaling, and TLS functions is serverless, event-driven compute. Small units of code triggered by HTTP, queues, timers, or blobs, built per execution on the consumption plan, scaling to zero when idle. AKS is managed Kubernetes. You own the cluster, the node pools, the networking, and the upgrade cadence, while Azure runs the control plane for free. The mental model: App Service abstracts the most, AKS abstracts the least, Functions is the most granular billing. Here's the path I actually use. Start with the workload shape. Is it spiky, event-driven, or short-lived, finishing in seconds to a few minutes? Lean functions. Is it a steady web app or a PI, one or a handful of services where you want minimal operations overhead? App Service is your default. Do you have many microservices, need fine-grained control over networking and sidecars, run mixed Linux and Windows containers, or already have Kubernetes expertise on the team? That's when AKS earns its complexity. A rule of thumb: don't reach for AKS until the platform's constraints are blocking you, not before. Let's build the common case first. For a steady API, create an app service plan. Pick the premium V3 tier for production, since it gives you better CPU, VNET integration, and autoscale. Deploy from a container image in Azure Container Registry or straight from a GitHub Actions pipeline. Turn on deployment slots so you can push to a staging slot, warm it up, and swap into production with zero downtime. Wire up health checks and application insights for telemetry. To verify it's live, hit the endpoint, confirm the swap promoted your new build, and watch the autoscale rules trigger under load. Now the event-driven piece. Say a file lands in blob storage and you need to process it. Create a function app with a blob trigger. Choose your plan carefully. Consumption scales to 0 and bills per execution, but has cold starts. The premium plan keeps instances warm and gives VNET access. The flex consumption plan is the newer option that blends both, so check current docs for what's generally available in your region. Bind outputs declaratively to a queue or Cosmos DB instead of writing client code. Verify by dropping a test blob and confirming the execution count and duration in the live metric stream. Reach for AKS when you're running many services together and need real control. Provision the cluster with a system node pool and a separate user node pool so your workloads don't fight the system components. Enable the AKS managed identity, integrate with Azure Container Registry for image pulls, and turn on the Key Vault Secrets provider so pods get secrets without hard coding them. Use Azure CNI networking if pods need VNET addresses. Deploy with Helm or your GitOps tool, then verify pods are running. The load balancer has a public IP, and the cluster autoscaler adds nodes under pressure. This is powerful, and it's the most operational overhead of the three. The hardest call is usually App Service versus AKS because both run containers. Here's the trade-off side by side. App Service gives you faster setup, built-in TLS and slots, and almost no cluster operations, but you're limited to its scaling model and a single app boundary per plan. AKS gives you fine-grained control, multi-service orchestration, sidecars, and portability across clouds at the cost of owning upgrades, networking, security patching, and on-call complexity. My honest opinion, most teams under roughly 10 services are better served by App Service or container apps and only graduate to AKS when the constraints genuinely bite. So to recap the path, start from the workload. Event-driven and bursty goes to functions. A steady web app or API goes to App Service, your sensible default. Many services with real control requirements graduate to AKS. The one concrete takeaway: Default to the most managed option that meets your requirements, and only add operational complexity when a specific constraint forces you to. Don't pay the AKS tax for a single API prices, plan names, and features like flex consumption change often. So confirm current tiers and regional availability in the Azure docs before you commit. Pick deliberately, write down why, and you'll defend it easily. If this helped, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next video.